No, I'm not going to do that to the fine people of the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. We are back. Not singing any pop songs. We're not doing it. We have not started Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast karaoke yet. We're working on it. We're working on it. We are back for the 6-pack. I think we are going to change up the 6-pack schedule again. I think we're probably going to go to just whenever we can do it. So it's going to kind of be a special thing. You know, if we have time to do a 6-pack, we'll do one. If we don't, we won't. But make sure to look out for those. We are having our usual schedule this week. Our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be 205 Live, NXT and TNA. And then Friday, we are starting our new show, the Friday Night Fight App Review thing. That's the exact title. Thing.
Doesn't include a thingy thing.
It's a thingy thing with a thing.
Oh, but, okay. You know, I'm not gonna lie. You know, that's a good name. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought so. I thought so. But we're talking about WWE spring cleaning. You know, we joke every time about this time of year. WWE usually does some sort of big, you know, release where they release a bunch of superstars. So we're just gonna kind of go through our 6-pack of people that we think that they should release. People that we either don't think they use well or just hate. I'm gonna go through my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions, I wouldn't necessarily release all of these guys. I would maybe just put them in different positions in the company. But I'll go through each one as I explain. First one is 2 and 1. Big Show and Mark Henry.
Cheater.
This is my show. I could cheat if I want. Big Show and Mark Henry. We've talked about this for, I think it feels like we've been talking about this for 15 years, how they need to just retire. Or bring back the Coral Suit. But
you know, that's the best way to go about that thing.
I think they can make these two either WWE ambassadors or have them work in the Performance Center with like the bigger guys. You know, with something like that. My next honorable mention, DJ is not going to like this one. But it's I would not only release this guy, I would burn his contract. I would burn it. Eric Rowan.
No! 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 I think Casey just turned heel. It's official.
I did. I just turned heel. Then we got Brock Lesnar. I wouldn't release him immediately, but what I would do, I would have him finally put over somebody like Braun or somebody, and then, you know, because honestly, we don't need part-timers. We don't. Even the fans aren't really excited about part-timers anymore. Like, I feel like it waters down exciting returns, I feel like, because we get them so often. Like, one guy will be gone for a couple months, and then he'll be back, and then another guy will leave for a couple months, and then they'll be back. And it makes those big returns, I feel like, not as exciting anymore. Then I got Tyson Kidd, just because of all the injuries and stuff like that. I think he's one of those guys that you.
I mean, you should set up a plan for Tyson Kidd, because you can't just be throwing somebody on the street with all the injuries like that, all the medical bills and medicine.
I mean, maybe
not cool. Look at this man. This man trying to ruin lives. He trying to ruin lives out here.
If you continue to listen to what I was about to say, I was going to tell him to put him in the Performance Center, have him as a trainer. You know.
Okay. You know. And you didn't say that.
Well, because you ain't let me say that. And then we got, this guy's just terrible, and they need to let him go as soon as possible. Elias Sampson. Just
stop it.
Just fire that man. And then my final honorable mention is Rhino. Again, put him in the the Performance Center or something. He's eating.
Oh, Rhino's still important?
Yeah. Yeah. he's still there. DJ, any honorable mentions?
Okay, I'm not opposed to those honorable mentions, except a Big Red, baby. Hashtag push that man. First I got Fandango. Because yeah, like, I mean, we all get it. It's Fandango. Like Fandango, I think can be good, and that's kind of why he's in my honorable mentions. Like I feel like he can be good. For some reason, like they're just not doing anything with him. Especially him and Tyler Breeze. Like that could be a fun, like, competitive heel tag team if they wanted it to be, but they just won't let the Fashion Police be that. Kind of stupid. So Fandango was one. My second one is No Way Jose. Bruh.
No way, Josie.
Yeah, no way, Josie. Just because like I like No Way Jose, I'm just not the biggest fan of No Way Jose, and I think half of it's his gimmick. Mentions too, like some of these guys, it's just the gimmick that they're in, or it's just that they haven't been pushed properly, so they can get better opportunities. A lot of these people, to be honest, they can get better opportunities elsewhere. Not necessarily that I want them to like never wrestle again because they're complete garbage and trash. No, not at all.
Yeah, not like Eric Rowan.
My next one is Buddy Murphy. 2 and 1. No, it's Buddy Murphy. Just because, like, in the same way, like, the push for him, I'd rather see him on the Indies being able to do more than what he's doing. And my last one is Wesley Blake. Wesley Blake, just because Murphy, like, I think there's potential there. I just think it hasn't been necessarily realized by WWE officials
yet. Yeah. All right. Moving on to our actual 6-pack. Number 6 for me, I got old David Otunga. I mean, you could honestly replace him with a piece of drywall, which would be cheaper and have about the same personality. Oh, why? He needs to stay working on that movie because he brings nothing to commentary at all. And I don't even think DJ can fight that and disagree. Just half the time you forget he's even there.
He's a lawyer, darn it. He can fight for his way back in.
That don't mean anything. And they could fire him again. DJ, number 6.
Okay. So my number 6, as I get this pizza out the oven, multitasking. It's just one of those things I do. So if you want to hire me as a multitasker, I got you, bruh. But for real though, my number 6 is gonna make a lot of people angry at me because they know I love this man. But it's just because he got so much potential. He got so much unrealized potential, dang on it. It's Big Red, baby. Big Red, Eric Rowan. The man deserves opportunities. In this company, they hold him back. They hold him back. Man. Straight to the top. Straight to the top.
They holding him back. He sucks.
Him back because he's too good. He's too good for this company. Send him to TNA. Send him to Ring of Honor. He'll show you. He'll show you WWE. Well, I mean WE, as Casey said, off camera.
Yeah, because it's not wrestling no more, so you can't use that second W. Yeah, it's sports entertainment, so it's like yeah. Anyway, I can't believe you would release your favorite, your boy. I can't. Safe with DJ around anymore. Nobody. You could be his best friend. He gonna release you. He gonna release you. But I hope I do hope that TNA picks him up. I do.
Better opportunity, Casey. Better opportunity.
I hope TNA, signs him and then don't use him. We got for my number 5, I got Darren Young, because this is how you make Darren Young great again, by getting him in a different company that would actually use him and not put him with a crazy WWE Hall of Fame.
Stop that argument at bye and just let it. You could have stopped that argument at bye and just left it.
Yeah. He just needs to go somewhere else. Like, bruh. DJ number 5.
It's funny because Dan Young, he was actually a guy I forgot all about. So he's not gonna be on my list. But he would, if I would have thought about him before, like, yeah, he would have made the list easily. Like he would have been number 1. Let's be honest. Even though I really didn't rank these, I just kind of put him down. But my number 5, you might not be my friend after this one, but 5 is Sami Zayn. Because they do nothing with him. And like I said, this is not because I don't think people are talented. This is because I think utilized and they could do better things elsewhere. So Sami Zayn. I mean, when's the last time Sami Zayn actually won a match?
My number 4.
NXT don't even count. Exactly.
He be winning matches. They just matches that don't matter. So, anyway, we got we got a twofer right here, a 2-for-1, a twofer. We got Curtis Axel and Tyler Breeze. Again, very talented guys that are willing to do different things in the company, willing to do different gimmicks, come up with different gimmicks, different storylines, things like that. We've talked in videos about Tyler Breeze, about how, he was in NXT for the longest time and finally made it to the main roster and did anything WWE, wanted him to do, anything they asked him to do. Same with Curtis Axel. I feel like WWE is just wasting them right now. They're both really talented. They both, like I said, are willing to do whatever it takes to make their product better, to, get themselves over. And WWE is just not using them. And I think like a company like Impact could definitely use them very well, or Ring of Honor, anywhere really. But my number 4 is Curtis Axel and Tyler Breeze. DJ, number 4.
All right. My number 4 is Curtis Axel as well. At first it was Zack Ryder, but I think Zack Ryder at his age may be better off just being in WWE. I guess you could call it a twofer. I think, like, Curtis Axel, I love Curtis Axel. He's my boy. He does a little open the chest thing and the thing. That's that thing. You know what I'm talking about. You probably don't. But I don't know. I think Curtis Axel, like, has all the potential in the world. Mr. Perfect Son, that doesn't guarantee you anything. But still, like, learn from, you would think that potentially, maybe, possibly, he could be good. I just think he has to get. You have to at least get like a chance. Like, I don't know if he really got a chance, and like, even with that, I don't know if he really got the opportunities to improve. Kind of too. So yeah, Curtis Axel, and Zack Ryder a little bit, just because, like, they've never really done anything with him. Like, they did that random Intercontinental Championship win at WrestleMania 32, but other than that, like, that was anything with him. So I just don't want him to waste his time anymore.
Yeah. My number 3 is a sort of a tag team. They were a tag team, then they weren't a tag team, and then all of a sudden they were a tag team again, and then they weren't. And one of them got entrance music of his own, and the other one didn't. And one of them is trying to take my girl Alexa Bliss, but I'm gonna fight it. Anyway, Blake and Murphy. I think they both have talent and potential. And I think we both said that while they were, a tag team. It was just there was something missing. But I feel like WWE just doesn't use them or know what to do with them. And they could be used a lot better elsewhere. And stop. Don't let Blake do the pigtails. Don't let that man do that. Stop it. Don't. No. DJ number 3 and no pigtails. Just stop it. Don't do that.
I'm actually releasing Blake's pigtails. So I got you. My number 3 is the guy who tells you to face the facts, Kurt Hawkins. Just because, that's kind of like the run of the mill of this list. Like, using him well, and in the Indies he was doing so well. Like, I remember seeing him as Brian Lee, and I was like, wait, who's this guy? Because somebody, I don't know who told me that he used to be Kurt Hawkins, probably you, but I think I forgot he used to be Kurt Hawkins on top of that. And I was like, wait, what? There's no way this man used to be Kurt Hawkins. And the bad part is, like, it doesn't even seem like the same person anymore. Like, that, I think that's the issue too. Like, potential, but I think with Kurt Hawkins, like, he came back to WWE and he just immediately went back to being Kurt Hawkins, and that was it. Like, Kurt Hawkins with no potential. I want him to be back on the Indies and be able to do more than what he's doing, because right now, back in tag team with Trevor Lee again.
Yeah, words and stuff. I was looking at his Wikipedia. My number 2. It's hard to put this man on this list because we love him. We do. We don't. R-Truth. I mean,
R-Truth.
They just not doing anything with him, and I feel like he has the in-ring talent. We saw that when he went to TNA. We saw that he can, do good, legitimate, like, work in TNA. And as soon as he came back to WWE, it was the same old, I'm R-Truth. I can kind of rap the same exact thing every night, and most of the time get the words right. Also, he's old. I'm sorry, but the man's like in his late 40s. Like, bruh, they're not doing anything with him. And like the Golden Truth, it was great in the beginning, and now it's just like, But yeah, I would release R-Truth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Truth, man. R-Trizzle. R-Trizzle. I'm sorry, man, but you just, DJ number 2.
I could agree with that. I could. Wow, yeah, R-Trizzle, man. I mean, he was like really good in TNA. Shoot, he was a world champion in TNA.
Yeah,
like, that's crazy, man. I think that's really where he made his name, in my opinion. I felt like,
yeah,
he really started to make his name in TNA. Because I mean, I don't even remember his first run as K-Quick. I really don't. But I don't know. My number 2 is Bo Dallas. Another guy who I think has oodles of potential, like oodles and noodles, has oodles of potential. They're just not giving him the chance to go out there and use it. I don't know how much he weighs per se. They could put in the cruiserweight division and act like they weigh 205 and just be done with it. Because some of these guys, like, you can give them a chance in another division and they'd be fine. And I think Bo Dallas is one of those guys that will probably be pretty good in the cruiserweight division, especially since he's not like a high flyer. And like I think that's kind of the stigma around the cruiserweight division. Sometimes it's like it's all high flying. LOL, Drew Gulak. But I just think like Bo Dallas could do well. He's a good wrestler. I don't know if he's gotten the chance to really showcase it though. Like I mean in NXT he did, but like other than that, like he just wasn't taken seriously in any division. It felt like so. Choose Bo Dallas, unfortunately, because I love Bo Dallas.
I feel like Bo Dallas, there's so many things that you could do with him. You could put him in the cruiserweight division and have him feud with Drew Gulak over the sign that he clearly stole, you know? Or, you know, they could finally team him up with Bray Wyatt and like have him be like, hey, you need a brother, not necessarily, you know, pointing out that they're actual brothers, but like, because, you know,
yeah.
Bray Wyatt been losing a lot. I don't even remember if he won the House of Horrors matches because it was so bad, and he just been losing a lot. My number one, though, we are finally to the number of the ones. Kurt Hawkins. I still don't understand what the hell the point was bringing him back. Like, there wasn't like they didn't even try like to really push him or anything. It was just like, what was the point of wasting the money to bring him back if you knew you weren't going to do anything with him? And kind of like DJ said, I honestly really did like him in the Indies. I felt like he was getting himself over. He was building up his gimmick. It was working, and then I think part of it is WWE tried to take that sort of gimmick because he was doing the face to facts thing, I think, in the Indies a little bit there, or something similar. And WWE just went like, you know, let's put our own spin on it and kill it, and just watch it die.
I don't even know if they killed it. They're not doing anything with him. He came in as a bona fide jobber and stayed that way.
Yeah.
Like he had this big debut, and then like that was it. And really, like even better with that. Like I think when he first actually had his first match, it was a jobber match where he was the jobber.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. No, his first match didn't start because he was like, no, I'm not ready to fade, blah blah blah, or whatever.
Yeah, and like I said, that's fine. Like I like that, especially if they're trying to make him a heel. With that, but I think like when he first actually had a match.
Yeah, he lost. He lost real. Yeah. I don't know. DJ number one.
All right. Let's see here. My number one is Apollo Luz. They're just not using him. And I don't know why. Like he's good. And I think like he has all the potential. Like if like he wanted to be like one of Vince's guys, like I could probably do it and still like people wouldn't be mad about it. Because he's jacked. He's freaking huge. And like, but he's athletic as they come. So it doesn't make sense to me, like why he hasn't done anything. And now he's on Raw, so we know he's not going to do anything. I don't know. I just like because I felt like that was a chance on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Especially considering he didn't stay on NXT long. Like he wasn't on NXT for very long. To be some kind of big push or like a lot of promise on the main roster, and with him, like nothing. Like just nothing. No great mid card runs, no great like I mean he barely even wins, so that's why he's called Apollo Luz. Like it's stupid. It makes no sense. Like to use the money that you're making and be like, let's not use him at all. And that's kind of an issue right now with WWE anyway. Like, building like one or two people and then that's it. So then, like, so then when it comes down to it, and Jinder Mahal becomes the number one contender, we're all like, why the heck is Jinder Mahal the number one contender? Like with Apollo Crews, it's like they have all, you know, all the time in the world, all the potential in the world, you know, to that full potential, and have him like be in a front runner for the Intercontinental Championship or the U.S. title. He's just not being used at all. Like, he's just kind of there. And it's like, why? Like, I mean, he's doing this stuff with Titus O'Neil, who probably also deserves to be released.
Yeah, I think there's the big issue is just the difference between like NXT and the main roster, because all these guys that they pick up from the indies, they may not specifically say where they came from, but they build them up in NXT like, oh, this guy came from the independents, he's one of the best in the world, blah, blah, blah. And they did that with guys like Apollo Crews. And then as soon as they get to the main roster, they just don't build them up anymore. They don't talk about how they,
like, and that's the issue. Like, that's what they need to be built up. Like I said, that's what they need to show this Roger Strong video package so we know who he is.
yeah.
They get to the main roster and they're like, you already know him. Don't worry.
Yeah. Like, they don't even make like coming soon video packages or any sort of video packages for guys coming up, except for like Emelina, and then she never comes. Now they're doing it with what's not Oksana.
Oksana.
I was watching old NXT with Oksana and Cesaro.
Oh no. Oh god.
It was as bad as I remember.
That classic content, you know.
Yeah, that you know, most of it's real good except for Oksana. Who hired her and why? Like, but anyway, yeah, that was our 6-pack of people that WWE should probably let go of, because like, bruh, like, I get that you the biggest company in the world and you got all the monies, but that don't mean you gotta waste all the monies. Like, you don't, like, this. That's the classic case of just because you got the money don't mean you gotta spend it on things that you don't need or you're not gonna use. Kids, this is a lesson. Learn from WWE. But yeah, we'll be back at some point for another 6-pack whenever we decide to do them. Like I said, not sure how often we're gonna be doing them, but we'll try. We'll be back. I don't know if we have anything tomorrow, but if we do, we'll be back. Then we'll be Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Like I said, we got 205 Live, NXT, and TNA, and then the debut, the world premiere, the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast's Friday night fight app review thing. So you look out for that. And while you're at it, you hit that subscribe button. You hit the little. You go to our YouTube page. You hit the little bell thingy that gives you notifications when we post. And then you follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. You do all those things, not necessarily in that order. You don't have to do it in that order as long as you do them all. You know, as long as you do them, they don't have to be in that order. You can do the last one first. You can do the second one first and the last one first, or the first one last, and then you can do whatever you want to do as long as you do it. Like Nike said, just do it. Just do it. And we will see you on the flippity dippity. Yes, sir.